we met kind of not intentionally, but I had, because I was working in a shipping and receiving department, had contacts with people that were trucking representatives, and one of the guys had asked me if I wanted to go to the Jamie Farr golf outing with him. And what I didn't know is that he was planning on going to this Bachelors for Charity event that was after the golf thing, and so I thought, well, okay, whatever, that will be fine. And so I was with this guy, Ken, and he happened to run into his friend that he knew there, a person named Gloria, who was with Jill.
I wasn't planning on going out the evening that I met Steve, but my friend, I was her buddy, the buddy system, the wingman, whatever you want to call it. And she really wanted to go to this and just really wanted me to go. And it was a weeknight and I had worked all day and I was tired and I didn't really want to go. But I went, because that's what friends do.
And so that kind of brought us together, and Ken was talking with Gloria, and so I just struck up a conversation with Jill, and we seemed to hit it off pretty well, and that was our first meeting.
It was kind of obvious or different, or when you have dated a few people and you get one that's just a pretty tight fit or a close match, you kind of know it. And so I kind of wanted to get married.
Her family, I think it was like probably around Christmas time or something, I was getting these questions about when are you going to get married or those kind of things. And I just thought it was pretty crazy because we hadn't really been dating that long, maybe 6 months. So probably in January was when Jill took a turn for the worse health-wise, and she was seriously ill. Her mom found her like laying on the floor of her trailer and got her to the emergency room, and she was in the hospital for several days. Her health was like going up and down and up and down, and she recovered obviously, but during that time it just kind of, sometimes your imagination kind of goes in certain directions, and I was just thinking how important she was to me, how this affected me, that she was ill and struggling, and what would I do without her. And so that was the light bulb that kind of helped me to realize that this wasn't just some girl I was dating, but it was somebody that I couldn't live without.
We started our family very quickly. We had our first baby 1 year after we got married. Actually 3 days shy of our first wedding anniversary, we had our first baby. And then we had 4 children in 7 years. And they're all lovely.
What I think about is just the relationship. We like each other. We like being around each other. Some families maybe go their own separate ways, but I think we're just comfortable with our family. They're our best friends. They're the people that we'd rather spend time with than anybody else. I mean, we used to do stuff, playing in the yard, going to the zoo, going to the park at the end of the street, trips to the library. Back when it was like within a wagon's distance, we'd pull everybody down a wagon down to the library.
And we played croquet, bocce ball, yard games, things that maybe some families might not take the time to do. We have a very unique family culture here. When we started our family, we didn't think about where they would go to school. No one thinks about school when you have your first baby. But when your first child is turning 5 and it's time to go to school, you think about where they're going to go to school. So we lived in a neighborhood that was not really a good school system, and the decision was to try homeschooling. Well, it worked very well for our family, and all 4 children were homeschooled for all the way, kindergarten through 12th grade.
And so that's kind of how we did it, so that our values, our Christian values, honor God, love people, respect and honor each other, was strongly encouraged.
Yes.
And I think it's paid dividends because we have all good kids.
We have wonderful children.